All right, finishing the notes from Wednesday because we didn't have time to finish in class. We're just going to do homework problems. Are you ready? First one I'm going to do is number 1. Do you guys remember the quiz that we took Wednesday? There were 3 methods I told you guys to look for when you're solving. Factor, complete, good job, complete the square, and the last one was what? Quadratic formula. Which one worked every single time? Quadratic. Complete the square works every single time, but it only works really nicely when the middle term is even. And factoring only works if the problem can be factored, if it's factorable. All right, I will tell you, which one's the easiest to do? And I will tell you, all the ones that you have on today's worksheet are factorable. So try that. If you don't like factoring, can you just go straight to quadratic? Yes. All right. We're looking where f of x equals g of x, so we are going to set them equal to each other. Please stop, both of you.
Did you from touching me?
Any questions on what I've done so far? All I did is set them equal. We're listening?
Yeah.
All right. Now, in order to solve, I needed 2 equals 0. To do any of the methods, I needed 2 equals 0. Now, when I move things around, I want my x squared to be positive. Is this already positive?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to move these 2 to the right. What am I going to do? Add or subtract the x? And where's its like term on this side? Add or subtract the 7? Plus, add, and where's its like term? And that leaves me with 0 equals x squared minus 3x. And what is this? Plus 2? All right, now I've already said they're all going to factor, and they're all going to be diamond method factoring. But if you don't want to factor, a is what? 1, b is, and c is 2 if you like that way. All right, those of you that like to factor because it's easier, what times what is 2 that adds up to -3? Do you have an answer or a question, Valente? What is it?
Like, when we do the quadratic formula, these, they're always like positive.
No.
So like these like -3.
In this case, b would be -3.
So then on the formula, you're right, 3.
Positive 3, yes. All right, so what 2 numbers multiply to 2 that add up to -3? -2 and -1, do you guys agree with that? So 0 equals x minus 2 and x minus 1. And those of you that skip this next step, that is perfectly fine. I'm going to write it, but some of you just do it in your head, which I've already said was okay. You set them each equal to 0 and solve. Oh, that should be a 1.
Quadratic function, the first number that if it's negative, if it's a negative, it'll be a positive.
Yes, that was the question Valente had. So here, if you guys are, those of you, how many of you are using quadratic? If you're using here, b is -3. So when you take the opposite of that, it would be +3. All right, what do we get as our 2 solutions? Those of you that are doing it this way. 2 and 1. Not an ordered pair. X is 2, X is 1. These are 2 different X values. Should I put parentheses around them? Can I? No, it's wrong if you do. Flat out wrong, so do not do it. All right, any of you use quadratic that got the same number or still working on it? Quadratic will take longer, just a heads up. All right, next one. We set them equal to each other. X squared plus 2 equals 7x plus 2. No. All right, when we factor, when I get equal to 0, I want my x squared to be positive. Is the x squared already positive?
Yes.
So am I changing it or leaving it? Leaving it? So I'm going to subtract the 7x. Does a 7x have a like term over here? I'm just going to stick it in the front. I will put it in the right spot later. I'm also going to subtract the 2. Does the 2 have a like term? You're right. He said it cancels out. All right, x squared, did x squared have a like term? So what comes first, the 7x or the x squared?
With the positive 2 and negative 2 cross out?
Yes,
The other one.
yes.
So you did
Other
the
one.
negative
Yeah.
7x because,
I wanted to get rid of it here. I want this side to equal 0. So I subtracted the 7x to get rid of it, and I subtracted the 2.
So
okay, so it's
the 2.
different than number 5 because 5 is 0 equals to 9 equals 23.
Over here, I added the x. It just so happened that there was a like term on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Where this one, the 7x, had no like term, so I just tagged it in the front.
Would the negative, would the 2's cross out?
On both cases, both of them, yes. All right, what comes first, guys, on this side? The x squared,
7x to the power.
and then minus 7x, and then plus 0, so I'm just going to leave it like this. Okay, do you guys see what happened? X squared stayed x squared, minus 7x, and then the 2's crossed out. So this is it. Yes or no? Now I said earlier, all of them will be factorable. This is factorable. It's not the diamond x factor.
Isn't it 7 over 2?
It is, starts with the G. GCF. When there's only 2 terms, it's going to be GCF factoring. I'm going to pause you before you do GCF. Those of you that like quadratic, what is A? There is an A. 1. What is B? And what is C? Because it's not there, C is what? 0. 1, negative 7, C is 0. You can do it with the C value being 0. All right. What's my GCF? What goes into x squared and 7x? That leaves me with x minus 7. Agree or disagree? X times x is x squared. X times negative 7 is minus 7x. You set them both equal to 0. That one's already done for you. This one you have to solve. And most of you guys, some of you guys can do that in your head, and that's perfectly fine.
Wait, so what'd you use under the
GCF.
Should it be
So what are my 2 solutions? That one's done.
0 and 7?
There you go. Ordered pair, do I put parentheses?
Yes.
No, we do not. These are 2 different x values. X is 0, x is 7. Got it? I'm going to do one more with you. Before I do, any questions on how to do these? Do you agree it's not that hard? Let's review. We've done this before.
These the notes?
Yes.
We're not doing notebook notes?
No. All right. Back page. I am going to do number 8 with you. You are doing 7, 9, 10, and 11 on your own. What's different about number 11? 11 is solving algebraically, which is the way I'm doing with you right now, and graphing. So number 11 is like doing these 2 methods combined. You're going to solve algebraically as well as graphically, and you should get the same set of answers each time. Got it? And you will definitely have one like this on the test. Okay. Are we good? What do? We set them what to each other?
Equal.
Equal. 2x plus 2 equals negative x squared plus 4x plus 1. I need to move them to one side so it could equal what?
So you move the 2's?
I want it to equal 0. Now be careful. What have I said about my x squared? I want it to be what? Positive. Leave it where it's at or move it? Does everybody see why I'm going to move it? Because right now it's negative, and I already said I want it to be positive, so I'm going to add it to the other side. Does it have a like term?
No.
So I'm going to tag it in the front. I'll put in order later. Minus 4x. Does 4x have a like term?
Yeah.
What is it? Okay, so minus 4x goes here. And does the minus 1 have a like term?
Yes.
Here? All right. In order, what comes first? The x squared, the x, or the constant? X squared. And then 2x minus 4x is? And 2 take away 1? All right. Those of you that like quadratic, what is A? 1. What is B? Negative 2. And what is C? 1. It will take you longer, but it's doable. I've already told you guys that they're all factorable. Would this be GCF or the X factor? 1, negative 2. Does anybody want me to do quadratic, or are you guys okay if I continue to factor? Factoring's the easiest way. Just to let you know. All right, what do we get? What times what is positive 1 that adds up to negative 2? Okay, I heard one person answer. Is he the only one who knows it, or you guys all get it? All right, so what does that factor to? X minus 1 and x minus 1. You agree or disagree? All right, we set them both equal to 0. Again, you can do that step in your head if you'd like. Do we get the same solution for both sets? You don't have, if it's the same solution, you don't have to write it twice. That just means the multiplicity is 2 in this case. What did we get? X equals
Positive 1, positive 1.
positive 1, positive 1. Do I have to write it twice?
No, you don't
No.
use parentheses, right?
And we definitely don't use parentheses anymore. Only
You
when
can
we're
write it twice,
graphing.
though, right?
What?
You can write it twice.
Oh, yes.
1.
1 comma 1. Yes, you can. All right, questions?
It wouldn't be 1 to the... Never mind.
So we're just looking for X?
Yes. Oh, good question. Over here in the ones we did here, we found ordered pairs X and Y. Here, all it's asking for, all I want is X. If you plug it in and find Y as an ordered pair, is that okay? Yes. Questions? Okay, what is your homework tonight? Finishing this worksheet. I've already done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them with you. You're finishing the rest. And what worksheet? Review number 1.